the force between two charges is F, and the distance between them is also what? D. If the distance increased to be 4D, that means 4 times the initial distance, what will be the new force? Okay, if we go now to see the formula, F equals K times Q1 times Q2 over the radius squared. Okay, if we are comparing here now, if we are comparing here the force and the distance, so that means K and Q1 and Q2, they are the same. They are the same, so we don't compare them. We don't what? Compare them. So these ones are what? Like if they are cancelled or 1. So when we compare now F and R squared, the relationship between them is inversely proportional. So that means if one increases, the other one will what? Will decrease. If one increases, the other one will decrease. So now, how we write any inverse relationship? How we write it? We write it as a multiplication. So you write it like F1 times R squared 1 equals F2 times R squared 2. This is how we write inverse relationship. We multiply them as 1 and 2. If it is directly or direct proportionality, we just divide them. Here now, the question is, if 1 is given, that is F. And they are asking about what is what? What is F2? And they said the distance, the first one, the distance which is R, it was D. So that means here F1 times D what? D squared equals now F2 as it is here times the distance, the second distance. And we know that the distance, the second distance here, it equals 4. So that means the second distance, which is D2, it equals 4 times the distance, 5 times distance 1. So here now, we're going to make it 4 distance 1 what? Squared. Here now, if I complete F1 times D squared equals F2 times, here it's going to be what? If you square it, it's going to be 16 D1. 16 D1. Now, if I divide both sides by D1, so D1 here squared will go by D1 here what? Squared. So what is left then? What is left is F1 equals 16 F2. But the question here now, what will be the new force? So that means they are asking about F2. They are asking about what? F2. So I divide here by 16 and divide here by 16. So that means F1 will be F2 here. It's going to be F1 over 16. So that means it's going to be here 1 over 16, the F2. 1 over 16, it has to be a bracket here. So 1 over 16 F2. I hope we understand it. So that means it's related now to how inversely proportional. Okay. To make it easier for you now, as long as there is a square and you square this one here, and the relationship is inversely proportional, so D1 and D2, if it comes to you square them, it's going to be 1 to 16. The ratio between D1 to D2 is what? Is 1 to 16. And now for the force now, it's going to be the opposite. Since it is inversely proportional, so it's going to be 1 to 1 over 16. 1 to 1 over 16. If you have a problem, you can predict numbers. You can give Q1 as value 1 here, and here you give it 1, and here you give it 1. And you give force 1 a value, any number you give it. Okay, then you solve here this one. Then you solve again the same information, the same equation. You solve it again by substituting with what? With 4D instead of D. You will see the answer as here. In the end, it's going to be the same answer.